In the world of wrestling, WWE superstars are not only famous for their intense battles in the ring, but also for the surprising stories behind the scenes. Many of them have walked away from the spotlight of WWE to pursue entirely new career paths. They are not just powerful warriors in the ring, but also individuals who dared to change and challenge themselves in different areas of life. Today, we'll explore the WWE superstars who gave it all up to seek a new future. Let's dive in. Wrestling Sphere, go! 1. Jack Swagger. On August 7, 2025, Jack Hager, better known as Jack Swagger in the WWE wrestling world, officially announced his retirement after nearly 2 decades in professional wrestling. At 43, Hager decided it was time to close a remarkable chapter of his life and begin a new journey. He was not just a wrestling star but also a man always ready to embrace new challenges. Hager shared that after many years of performing in arenas around the world, he felt the need to spend more time with his family, who had always been his greatest support in life. The constant travel and the intense matches were not always easy. Hager admitted that he had achieved almost everything he wanted in his wrestling career, from prestigious victories to unforgettable moments. But at a certain point, he felt it was time to step away from the spotlight and start writing a new chapter of his life. The name Hall & Oates was born, marking Hager's bold shift when he decided to invest in the trucking industry. He explained that this line of work was not entirely foreign to him. Throughout his wrestling career, he had been constantly traveling between cities, spending long hours driving and facing the pressure of a packed schedule. These experiences gave him a vision of a more stable career, one where he could apply his management and organizational skills honed throughout his wrestling journey. Not only that, but Hager also realized that the trucking and wrestling industries shared a special connection. Perseverance, the ability to work under pressure, and the spirit of overcoming challenges are crucial in both fields. Through this, he could apply the valuable lessons he had learned in the ring to his business endeavors, leading to a less stressful and more stable life. With this decision, Jack Swagger not only found peace in his personal life but also opened a new opportunity for himself, where he could grow in a different way, not as a famous wrestler, but as a successful and stable business owner. 2. Shawn Stasiak. While the name Shawn Stasiak may not be familiar to many, he comes from a well-known wrestling family in WWE. Shawn's father, Stan Stasiak, was one of the major WWF champions of the 1970s, and with this influence, Shawn grew up immersed in the wrestling industry. As a child, he witnessed the legends of the industry like Andre the Giant and Jesse the Body Ventura. It's no surprise that he decided to pursue a wrestling career, joining WWE in 1999. However, Shawn's journey was not what many would have expected for the son of a legend. Shawn Stasiak never achieved the same level of success as his father. Instead, his WWE character became a running joke, particularly in the hands of the Pretty Mean Sisters trio, consisting of Terry Runnels, Jacqueline, and Ryan Shamrock. Despite his efforts, Shawn only won a few small titles and struggled to make a distinct mark in the wrestling world. After less than 2 years, he was released from WWE and picked up by WCW, a turn of events that wasn't exactly what anyone would hope for. When Vince McMahon took over WCW and merged it with WWE, Stasiak was brought back, but this time, he lasted only 1 more year before being let go again. Despite some cameo appearances in smaller leagues, his wrestling career was short-lived and lacked major achievements. However, after retiring from professional wrestling, Shawn decided to pivot and start a new chapter in his life. Known in the wrestling world for his hard-hitting moves, few would have guessed that he chose the path of becoming an orthopedic surgeon. It was a surprising but fascinating change. Growing up in Oakville, Ontario, near Toronto, Shawn had a solid educational foundation. He attended White Oaks High School before enrolling and graduating from Boise State University. Interestingly, Shawn didn't graduate with a degree related to medicine but earned a Bachelor of Arts in Communication. Though his academic path wasn't related to healthcare, this didn't stop him from becoming a talented orthopedic surgeon. After retiring, Shawn didn't just focus on correcting the bodies of those in need, but also actively engaged in learning and advancing his medical knowledge. In 2007, he earned a certification in orthopedic techniques under anesthesia from the Academy of Physical Medicine and Surgery in New York. This certification helped him firmly establish his new career and earned him respect in the field. Not only is Shawn Stasiak an orthopedic surgeon, but he is also an inspirational speaker, sharing his story of life transformation and helping others find motivation in their own journeys. His stories of life after wrestling, the challenges and victories, not only of his own but also of others, serve as a great source of inspiration. 3. AJ Lee. Although she wasn't the most talented or the most attractive female wrestler in WWE history, AJ Lee made a lasting impact on fans from the moment she joined the company in 2009 until her retirement in 2015. She was not just a wrestling star but also an icon of individuality and personality, making her one of the standout women in WWE at the time. However, AJ Lee's story goes beyond wrestling. It's a surprising journey from professional wrestling to writing and advocating for mental health awareness. Born April Jeanette Mendez, AJ Lee grew up with a passion for wrestling, influenced by Lita, one of WWE's legends. Although wrestling became part of her life from a young age, AJ never intended to pursue a career in professional wrestling. Before joining WWE, she enrolled at the Tisch School of the Arts at New York University, studying film and television production. However, due to financial difficulties in her family, AJ was forced to abandon her dream of higher education after just a few months. Rather than give up, she decided to dive into the world of wrestling. In 2007, AJ Lee made her professional debut in an independent promotion in New Jersey. After 2 years wrestling in smaller leagues, she was signed by WWE in 2009. Although it took her 3 years to join WWE's main roster, once she did, AJ Lee quickly became one of the most prominent women in the company. With her cute but quirky look, AJ instantly caught the attention of fans. One of the defining features of AJ's character was her portrayal of the crazy chick, a mentally unstable, eccentric woman who was easy to shock. Her on-screen relationship with Daniel Bryan, the love scandal with John Cena, and her long-running love-hate relationship with her tag team partner Caitlyn helped AJ leave a significant mark on the audience. During her 3 years in WWE, AJ Lee won the Divas Championship 3 times, setting a record with a total reign time of 406 days. She was also awarded the Sammy Award for Diva of the Year in both 2012 and 2014 and was named Woman of the Year by Pro Wrestling Illustrated readers from 2012 to 2014. With these achievements, AJ Lee became an undeniable star in WWE. However, in 2015, AJ Lee shocked everyone when she decided to retire from professional wrestling. She stated that her departure from WWE was a personal decision to focus on other passions in life. After retiring, AJ Lee embarked on a new journey as an author. Her book, Crazy Is My Superpower, was released in April 2017 and quickly became a New York Times bestseller. In this memoir, AJ Lee shared her wrestling past, the highs and lows of the wrestling industry, and her struggle with mental illness. She also revealed that she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder before joining WWE and that playing the role of a crazy character on screen helped her hide her condition. She shared, "I felt this book was a journey to explore mental illness. And then to say, oh, this is okay, I can use it as a weapon, and really, it's a gift." After the success of her book, AJ Lee continued to expand her creative career. She collaborated with actress Amy Garcia to write several successful works, including the comic series Glow vs. the Babyface and, wait for it, in DC Comics Wonder Woman. She also wrote the script for the 2022 Netflix film Blade of the 47 Ronin, proving her limitless creative abilities. Additionally, AJ Lee founded a production company and wrote for various other projects, not limited to comics or film. She also became an advocate for mental health awareness, working with the National Alliance on Mental Illness to support those facing psychological issues similar to her own. AJ Lee's story is a clear testament to the power of overcoming challenges and becoming a leader in the community, especially when it comes to dealing with mental health issues. At the end of 2025, AJ Lee shocked everyone once again by returning to wrestling, joining her husband, CM Punk, in a special event. She stated that her journey with WWE had never truly ended and that returning allowed her to continue expressing her passion for wrestling. 4. Stacy Keibler. Stacy Keibler's story in WWE is one full of ups and downs and bold decisions. When she joined WWE, she quickly stood out with her stunning looks and impressive performance skills. However, her career wasn't limited to just matches in the ring. By the end of her WWE journey, one major event shifted Keibler's direction: her participation in the reality TV show Dancing with the Stars. This was a turning point that allowed her to solidify her name outside of wrestling and laid the foundation for her new career. Though a talented and beloved wrestler, Stacy Keibler never truly felt satisfied with her role in WWE for an extended period. Her passion for the arts and acting had always been her dream, and Dancing with the Stars opened up a huge opportunity for her. Competing and securing a top spot in the show's second season helped her build a new fan base and increased attention on her name. It was also the moment when she realized that she wanted to take a completely different path than wrestling. Fueled by her passion for acting, Keibler decided to retire from WWE in 2006 to pursue a career in acting. Although she tried her hand at several roles, her acting career didn't quite achieve the success she had hoped for. She appeared in a few movies and TV shows, but despite her potential, she struggled to land a role that would propel her career to new heights. However, during a period when her acting career wasn't progressing as expected, Stacy Keibler found greater happiness in her personal life. In recent years, she met the man of her dreams and got married. She chose to step away from the spotlight to focus on her family, dedicating time to raising her children and living a peaceful life. 5. Scotty Too Hotty. Scotty Too Hotty, a name that remains unforgettable in the WWE world, had a long career with the company, but in 2013, he decided to walk away from wrestling to pursue a completely different path. Scotty joined WWE in 1991 and left in 2007, leaving behind a lasting impact with memorable matches and achievements. With major wins like the WWF World Tag Team Championship, and Light Heavyweight Championship, Scotty Too Hotty proved his talent and appeal. He especially had memorable bouts at WrestleMania, where he faced off against big names like Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, and Dean Malenko. Or his dramatic matches with Edge and Christian for the World Tag Team Championship. Those moments helped Scotty become a fan favorite. However, after years of success, Scotty began to wrestle less and only teamed up with B-list wrestlers before officially being released from WWE in 2007. Although he made a few surprise appearances later, like when he defeated Heath Slater on an NXT episode or teamed up with Sexay to challenge the Ascension for the NXT Tag Team Championship, these returns weren't enough to bring Scotty back to the peak of his wrestling career. In 2013, he made a surprising decision. He retired from the ring and became a firefighter. Scotty Too Hotty enrolled in training as an emergency medical technician and graduated from the Lake Tech Fire Academy in Florida after completing his courses. Immediately after finishing his training, he became an active firefighter and EMT in the same city. While this decision may have shocked many, for Scotty, it was a wise choice that brought him stability and a new passion beyond wrestling. However, life after WWE didn't completely separate Scotty from wrestling. Even though he was a firefighter, he couldn't completely let go of the profession he had dedicated his youth to. In 2016, Scotty returned to WWE, but not as a wrestler. He joined the company as a trainer at the Performance Center, passing on his knowledge and skills to the next generation of wrestlers. He worked there until 2021 before moving on to independent wrestling and continuing his training career. While no longer an active wrestler, Scotty Too Hotty remained a key figure in training young talent. But, much like many firefighters, once you're in the profession, you find a true passion. Whether or not he returns to wrestling, in Scotty's mind, being a firefighter is the job he truly loves. 6. Dawn Marie. When the name Dawn Marie is mentioned, many still remember her as the legal assistant to Vince McMahon in WWE, where she stood out with her distinctive villainous persona and intense rivalries with opponents like Miss Jackie, Michelle McCool, and especially Tori Wilson. However, few realize that behind the WWE spotlight is a story of unexpected transformation and challenges. Not only was she one of the standout divas of the Ruthless Aggression era, but she is also a testament to the unexpected career shift of a strong and determined woman. From a young age, Dawn Marie was raised in an environment that encouraged learning. Her father, a zoologist, took her on camping and hunting trips, where she learned how to observe and study nature. Although she had a passion for wrestling, education was always her top priority. After graduating from New York University's Stern School of Business at 22, Dawn began her career in real estate. She quickly rose through the ranks and secured the position of International Real Estate Director at a consulting firm in Manhattan. It was a promising job, but what made her change direction? Dawn Marie wasn't someone who sought mere stability. Although she had a successful career in real estate, she couldn't let go of her dream of working in entertainment, where she hoped to become a professional model or actress. So, she decided to leave her real estate job and chase her dream. While success didn't come immediately, a chance meeting changed everything. While working as a model, Dawn met Jonathan Gold, a talented agent and professional wrestling promoter. She jokingly mentioned wanting to try her hand at wrestling, and little did she know, that conversation would open a new door for her. In 1998, Dawn Marie joined ECW, stepping into the world of professional wrestling. However, she continued to study acting, hoping to pursue an acting career once her wrestling days were over. A few years later, in 2002, a significant opportunity came when WWE signed her. She joined the company and was quickly assigned the role of Vince McMahon's legal assistant, a powerful and dramatic figure. However, just as her career was reaching its peak, something unexpected happened. In 2005, Dawn Marie became pregnant and was then fired from WWE, which she considered an unfair and suspicious move by the company. She filed a lawsuit against WWE, accusing them of wrongful termination and claiming the psychological stress caused by the situation. Although the case was settled out of court in 2007, it remains a sad chapter in her career. After this event, many assumed that Dawn Marie would return to her passion for acting, but she surprised everyone by choosing a different path. She decided to pursue a career in healthcare and became a nurse. After all the career changes, from being a model, actress, wrestler, to legal assistant, Dawn Marie found a new passion in the healthcare field. She studied nursing and became a nurse at a hospital in New Jersey, her hometown. This marked a significant turning point in Dawn Marie's life, as she chose to leave the limelight and dedicate herself to humanitarian work, helping those in need of medical care. Dawn Marie is a prime example of transformation and reinvention. Despite coming from a world far removed from healthcare, she proved that perseverance and determination can lead to success in any field. She is not only a WWE diva but also a strong woman, ready to change, learn, and find a new path for her life. 7. Spike Dudley. Do you remember Spike Dudley? If not, at least you'll remember the legendary Dudley Boys, the tag team that dominated WWE in the early 2000s. The group included Bubba Ray Dudley, Devon Dudley, and of course, Spike Dudley. This was one of the most iconic teams in WWE history, known for their high-energy matches and memorable victories. However, Spike Dudley is not only remembered as part of this team, but also as an individual with an unexpected and challenging career in professional wrestling. Spike joined the Dudley Group in the 90s when they were working in ECW. But when ECW folded in 2001, the Dudley Boys made their way to WWE. Spike Dudley was one of the members who didn't join WWE immediately but continued competing in ECW. However, when ECW officially shut down in 2001, Spike joined WWE and rejoined his brothers in Kayfabe. In WWE, Spike Dudley earned several titles, including the WWF Tag Team Championship with Taz, one European Championship, and notably, the Hardcore Championship 8 times in 2002. Spike also achieved significant success as a singles competitor, winning the Cruiserweight Championship. But despite still being young enough to continue wrestling, Spike Dudley was released from WWE not long after. After leaving WWE, he continued his career as a trainer in independent circuits. In 2005, Spike joined TNA and decided to drop the Dudley name. However, his time in TNA lasted only 2 years before he was let go. Afterward, Spike wrestled in independent promotions for 3 more years. But in 2010, Spike Dudley decided to stop wrestling full-time and quit training. From then on, Spike's wrestling career began to fade into the past. Although there were a few surprise appearances between 2010 and 2015, Spike truly decided to leave the ring behind and pursue a new path. He moved into the financial sector, a career that might seem strange for a former professional wrestler. But Spike had his reasons. As he shared in an interview, "A lot of people go through what I went through. You're on top of the world, making decent money, and then when the money stops, what do? You often hear stories of athletes making millions and ending up bankrupt. I wanted to be someone who educates, to show people that there are ways to plan for the future." Given the challenges Spike faced throughout his career, from managing finances to job instability, his decision to leave wrestling and seek a more stable career makes perfect sense. Instead of continuing to live under the pressures of professional wrestling, Spike Dudley chose a more comfortable and sustainable life. He became a financial expert, working with financial planning and helping others plan for their futures. 8. Mideon. When talking about Mideon, Many WWE fans undoubtedly recall one of the most mysterious and intimidating characters who went up against big names like Stone Cold Steve Austin. However, few know that after leaving the ring, Mideon, or Dennis Knight as he is known in real life, discovered a new passion and completely changed careers. From a WWE wrestling superstar to a standout chef, Mideon's journey is truly an interesting story of transformation and self-discovery. Before joining WWE, Dennis Knight faced many challenges and career changes. He began his sports career as a college football player at Salem University in West Virginia, but a serious shoulder injury ended his dream of playing professional football. Unwilling to give up, Knight tried his hand at a different job as a security guard in Florida. It was during this time that he met Steve Keirn, a wrestling coach who played a major role in his future career. Keirn helped Knight enter the world of professional wrestling, training him and preparing him for his first matches. Knight made his wrestling debut in 1989 in a special match against his stepfather, Ron Slinker. He then spent a few years wrestling in independent promotions before signing with USWA and eventually joining WCW in 1992. However, his career in WCW didn't take off, and the following years in USWA from 1995 to 1996 also didn't leave much of an impact. It wasn't until 1996 when Mideon joined WWE that his career truly began to take off. As Phineas Y. Godwin, Knight formed the Godwins tag team with his kayfabe brother Henry O. Godwin and quickly won the WWE Tag Team Championship. But his career took a major turn when he joined The Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness in 1998. After his teammate Canterbury suffered an injury, Knight was kidnapped and joined The Undertaker's faction, adopting the name Mideon. In this role, he competed against famous wrestlers and even won the WWE European Championship in 1999. However, despite a few memorable moments, the Mideon character never reached the level of success WWE had hoped for, and he was eventually released in 2001. After leaving WWE, Mideon continued working in independent promotions and even trained young wrestlers at Steve Keirn's wrestling school in Tampa, Florida. He also wrestled in independent leagues in Florida and Europe, but his career slowly faded after leaving WWE. Although he made a few cameo appearances, Mideon officially announced his retirement in 2006, only to return to small promotions like Great Lakes Championship Wrestling in 2011 and 2012. His final return to WWE came in 2020 when he participated in The Undertaker's retirement ceremony at Survivor Series. After leaving wrestling, Dennis Knight did not pursue another career in entertainment or wrestling-related industries. Instead, he found a new passion in cooking. Knight's story of transformation began when he decided to visit a fine dining restaurant in Clearwater to express his love for the culinary arts. He met the restaurant's head chef and was warmly welcomed. Sharing his learning process, Knight said, "He really liked me and took me under his wing, teaching me all the luxury cooking techniques. That became my style. I enjoy presentation and working with high-end ingredients." From a WWE wrestler to a talented chef, Mideon transformed his life, offering unique culinary experiences to those who enjoy luxury in every dish. His shift from wrestling to cooking is a clear example of reinvention and self-exploration in life. Mideon not only proved that he could excel at more than just wrestling but also demonstrated that nothing is impossible when you pursue your passion. 9. Muhammad Hassan. Mark Julian Kapani, a name that might not be widely recognized outside the ring, became a highly controversial and attention-grabbing figure in WWE when he chose the name Muhammad Hassan. With his striking appearance and strong presence, Hassan quickly caught the audience's attention when he joined WWE in late 2004. He was one of the most promising wrestlers of his generation, and although his career was short-lived, it was filled with unforgettable moments. Muhammad Hassan started his wrestling career at Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW, an independent promotion in Louisville, Kentucky. After some success there, WWE took notice and signed him. From his first months, Hassan demonstrated his talent by defeating big names like the Hurricane, Sergeant Slaughter, Chris Benoit, and Chris Jericho. Not only that, he also gained massive attention with his matches and feuds against other famous WWE superstars, from Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels to John Cena. His career seemed unstoppable as he even defeated Big Show in his first match on SmackDown, and his star was on the rise. However, this rapid rise became a double-edged sword. Despite being loved by some fans, the character of Muhammad Hassan faced major issues due to the political and social sensitivity surrounding his persona. His match against The Undertaker, with controversial and sensitive situations, sparked fierce reactions from the public and television networks. The character not only created backlash among certain segments of the audience but also led to investigations by media and legal bodies. Eventually, WWE decided to remove Muhammad Hassan from major programs and return him to developmental areas. Not long after, Muhammad Hassan was officially released from WWE, marking the end of a promising wrestling career. This was a major turning point in his life, forcing him to face unexpected changes. But rather than letting this setback destroy him, Keibler decided to dive into a completely different field, education. Before joining WWE, he had studied history at the State University of New York at Buffalo. Although he dropped out to pursue wrestling, a few years later, he completed his studies and earned his degree. Instead of returning to wrestling, Keibler became a history teacher at Hannibal High School in Hannibal, New York. He continued to grow his educational career, eventually rising to the position of vice principal at G. Ray Bodley High School in Fulton, New York, and later being promoted to principal at Fulton Junior High School. A career vastly different from wrestling, but one that still reflected his dedication and commitment to educating the next generation. But he didn't stop there. Muhammad Hassan also showcased his writing talent. He teamed up with Shad Gaspard of the Crime Time duo to write a graphic novel titled Assassin and Son. The book not only gained attention from readers but also won several prestigious awards, including the Outstanding Original Graphic Novel Award. Muhammad Hassan's story is a prime example of strong transformation and constant reinvention. From a WWE wrestler to a teacher and principal, and even venturing into the literary world, he has shown that success isn't confined to one career path. Hassan proved that he is adaptable and capable of thriving in any situation, demonstrating that sometimes challenges and failures can open doors to discovering new potential within oneself. 10. Mason Ryan. WWE once placed huge expectations on Mason Ryan. With his massive build, towering height, and a look that fit the definition of a monster, he was seen as the perfect type of wrestler to mold into a dominant new force. Ryan was added to the new Nexus, appeared regularly on television, and was given plenty of chances to prove himself. However, like many names before him in WWE history, the road to becoming a true top-tier star was anything but smooth. Not everyone with size and raw power can reach the level of John Cena or Batista. After pushing forward for a time without finding a real breakthrough, Mason Ryan quietly parted ways with WWE. There was no controversy and no bitterness. He simply chose to close an important chapter of his life. Instead of clinging to past recognition or trying to rebuild himself on the independent circuit, Ryan made a decision that surprised many people. He walked away from professional wrestling entirely to pursue a completely different path. Ryan joined Cirque du Soleil, one of the most prestigious live performance companies in the world, taking on the role of an archer and action performer. This was not just a career change, it was a full reinvention. He went from loud arenas and scripted outcomes to a performance environment that demands extreme discipline, flawless precision, and elite-level teamwork. What makes the transition even more remarkable is that his time in WWE became a major advantage. Years spent mastering body control, physical storytelling, and safe combat choreography paid off immediately. In the show's fight sequences, Ryan never felt out of place. Instead, he earned trust, respect, and even had a voice in shaping how the on-stage battles were designed and performed. Surrounded by world-class athletes from many different backgrounds, Mason Ryan did not see himself as an outsider. He brought something unique from his WWE experience, adding a distinct edge that set him apart and allowed him to contribute meaningfully to the production. With no pressure to become the next big star and no titles to chase, Ryan found fulfillment in being part of a complete artistic performance, proving that sometimes, stepping away from everything you knew is exactly how you find where you truly belong. Thank you for watching today's video. If you love the fascinating stories of WWE superstars, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Wrestling Sphere channel so you never miss any videos.